Step 3. Made a decision to turn our will and our lives over to the care of God as we understood Him. When we reach Step 3, we use the word decision in a specific context. This can create a new insightful way to think about this step. Sometimes words can create a mental block for us. For instance, we make decisions every day. We can be determined, but self-will often derails our best efforts. Example number 1. You wake up in the morning and decide to eat healthily. You spend the day making good choices, but during the last part of the day, you forget to eat lunch. It's okay for a minute, but around 3 o'clock, the decision you made to eat healthily goes out the window, as you end up eating 3 donuts someone left in the break room. Now let's reframe the word decision by using it in a different context. Example number 2. We explain what it means for a judge to listen to a case, slam the gavel, and hand down his decision. It means everything pertinent to the case up to this point is considered. Then the decision is made, and a settlement marks a new starting point for the defendant. Using example number 2, we can now symbolically put everything from our life in a file and turn it all over. We instantly have a new starting point from this moment forward. Like the defendant, once we do this step, we too have a new starting point. Also, like a computer that becomes bogged down with glitches, we reboot it. Step 3 allows us to reboot our life in an instant. Turning over and releasing the problem is the quickest way to live in the solution. Whether you just pause or you utilize the following prayers, disrupting the vicious cycle of the mind is what needs to be done.
Step 3 gives you something to do. It gives you the ability to pray or to pause right away. For instance, if I'm using a vacuum and I vacuum the entire house but never plug into an outlet, I'm not cleaning, I'm just making lines on the carpet. Plugging in makes all the difference. The more you can practice prayer, mindfulness, or pausing to get into alignment, the more effective you will be in your life and the lives of others. Step 3 takes your focus off the problem and puts it back onto the solution. It's a great tool you can use daily. Back to the prayers or just pause to reboot.
It can be as easy as saying the 3rd step prayer, or even a shorter version throughout your day. Thy will, not mine, be done. Step 3 prayer. God, I offer myself to Thee, to build with me and to do with me as Thou wilt. Relieve me of the bondage of self, that I may better do Thy will. Take away my difficulties, that victory over them may bear witness to those I would help of Thy power, Thy love, and Thy way of life. May I do Thy will always. Other option. Pause. The willingness to do steps 1 through 3 allows us to freely move on to step 4. Review. Putting it all together. Step 1, 2, and 3. Step 1. We have a history of relapse. So that shows we are powerless over issues we struggle with. The unmanageable part is if we think we are going to do it again after we know we are powerless. It's unmanageable on the inside of us. So we go right to step 2. Step 2. We think we are reacting because of something outside of ourselves, when in reality, it's because we are addicted to that behavior. We think, oh, they are why we do this or that. However, when we understand it's what's inside us, that's when we become restored to sanity about our behavior. It's important that we move right to step 3 to gain help from something more than our own thinking. Step 3. Understanding how to simply turn it over or to reboot. You can simply pause or say this prayer. Thy will, not mine, be done.